Gamers and game, that's what is going on. My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another Skyforge video. In today's video I'm going to be schooling you guys about gearing. This is one question I get very often, and in this video I'm going to use my PS4 player as an example because he's higher geared and he has access to a lot more content and gear that I can give you guys examples of than my Xbox character. But don't worry, once my Xbox character gets caught up, I'll be showing you guys a lot more of the footage on Xbox. But for now, if you guys want to see me play Xbox, be sure to watch my streams on mixer.com/Tanek127. But anyway, let's get into the guide. So a lot of people ask me, where do you get better gear? How do I level up my gear? All that good stuff. Well, there's a mechanic in gear where you can upgrade it right now, and I'm still new to that mechanic. That mechanic was actually just recently released on PS4. I never got the chance to study it because by that time I was covering the Xbox version. So as of upgrading your gear, I don't know too much about that, but for right now I'm going to school you guys on just where to get gear, how you should be farming gear, how you should be leveling up your gear and all that stuff. So, and I mean this when I say this first comment, I mean this without trying to sound smart at all, but no bull. Where do you get better gear? The honest answer is ask your gear. And I'm not kidding. If you guys look here, right, look at my Mythical Ring of Death, for example. You guys will see down at the bottom it says source is Operation Isabella, Lunaire Swamps, and it says Operation Isabella again. What that means is it tells you where to farm better versions of this gear, as you guys can see. And it does that for all pieces of gear. That's the way it used to be labeled was which runs had the higher quality versions of it and stuff like that. Now, big disclaimer, raids and distortions are always going to have the highest quality version of whatever gear piece you're farming. Gear pieces, as you guys can see, these two have yellow bars under them, these two have purple, these ones at the bottom have purple. That just indicates the rarity. You guys know the usual rarity scale: green, blue, purple, yellow. Common, rare, legendary, epic. Same thing, just like Destiny and all other MMORPGs and RPG games. You guys know how the rarity scale goes. Now, anything that's purple or yellow, grab it. we all know this. That ain't nothing. That's nothing new. The number on the top left hand corner, of course, that indicates the generation of gear. The gear generations, go by what invasion you're on. So Xbox One, we're on Generation 1, so the requirement for that gear is 12,000 might. Generation 2 will probably be like 20 or 30,000 might. Generation 3 will be like 30 or 45,000, etc., etc. You guys know how it is. But when it comes to farming gear, the best places to go, and I'm going to show you guys, and is dungeons. Now, when I say dungeons, I mean the 5-man instances, places like Hespelon Temple, the ones we have to use the group finder for. Places like Mare Sacro Monastery. As you guys can see, if you look here on the screen, it even tells you what piece of gear you'll be getting out of there. Like Mare Sacro will have one of the highest tiers of the Amulet of Death for me. The only thing that'll probably have a higher version of that is a distortion. So you want to farm that until you get the highest version of it. Now, when it comes to gear, also the thing is, you want to know how you get the best versions of the gear. Well, you also want to go by their multipliers. As you guys see, like key stats, secondary stats, and all that. The higher those numbers, the more powerful the gear is. Plain and simple. That's it gets pretty basic from there. So, and you'll know when they're more powerful, because if you equip a weaker piece of gear, like for example, let's see, do I have any spare pieces I can show you guys an example with? Unfortunately, I don't. Okay. So, whenever you have a better piece of gear in your inventory, on that current gear slot, you'll see a red arrow that points down, meaning you have something stronger in your inventory. And anytime you notice you equip something stronger, your prestige bar will increase somewhat, whether you go up a whole prestige, 1/4 of it, or whatever. Anything that's stronger will make you stronger, in an obvious manner. It's just, it's plain and simple. You'll see bigger numbers, your prestige will increase, and all that stuff. And not to mention the game tells you when you have stronger items on you. So every time you run a province, dungeon, or anything, always double check your bag, before you just go selling things, putting it away, whatever you want to do with it. Always double check your bag and your equipment screen for stronger gear. Now, another question people ask me most commonly is, when should you start farming gear? When should gear, be your biggest concern? Well, I've said this, time and time again. I'm going to tell you guys again. Gear farming is important, yes, but your number one priority should be finishing and doing your bastions. The reason for that is because your bastions are going to get you your top tier amount of might for that current generation. Now, let's say you're at, let me give you guys an example here. Let's say you're only at 9,000 might, but there's generation 1 gear out already, and to equip that gear, it requires 12,500 might. Ask yourself, why are you farming gear when you're only at 9,000 might, when you know to get the top tier of gear you need to be at 12,500? I see so many people ask me all the time, and they're nowhere near close to, having the requirements for generation 1. Until you're at 12,500 might or higher, and this is just, speaking as of, the generation, you should not be worried about farming gear. Your priority should be increasing your might. And that's the same thing that's going to go with every generation. When it changes to generation 2 and it's like 20 or 30,000 might, don't worry about gear until you're meeting that might requirement, because those higher tier gear pieces are not going to drop for you. You're not going to start getting them in your inventory until you hit that might requirement. And the gear you're going to get before then, I'm not going to say it's worthless. It's definitely going to, help you in terms of power, but it's not going to be, what you need to run the latest and greatest content, the newest stuff. You're going to want the best weapons, best item. You're going to want your character to be performing at their peak performance. The only way you're going to do that is by having your might at its appropriate level for that current generation. So here's how you guys should be focusing on things. Might should be your main priority, then gear. Bastions first, then gear. But I just wanted to show you guys how to gear up anyway, and when you start farming for gear. But for the most part, when it comes to gear and where to farm it, just ask your gear. Every single piece will tell you what dungeons, what raids, and what instances drop it. And the harder the instance, the better chance you have of getting a better quality piece. But anyway, guys, if this video helped you, be sure to smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Tanek127, and please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.